Please forgive me sitting here. First of all, at the foremost, at the very outset, I am very grateful to Universal Peace Federation and of course Dr. Rahim Khan and also Margaret and Ruben Marsh and all the team which have worked hard in bringing us all together, especially three faiths, Jews, Christian and Muslim, because one of the criticism which I receive number of quarters in this country and abroad, that Universal Peace Federation talk about interreligious work, but they are only words, not actions. And I said, this is actions in which not only all other faiths, but also these three Abrahamic faiths all coming together in order to say about their important days during this month. This April, you heard about Passover, you heard about Easter, and now I'm going to say that on 20th of April, year 570 in Christian era or common era, a great personality was born to whom we call Insani Kamil, which means the perfect human being, and also to whom Quran, God have said it, Uswatun Hasana, the best example for the all mankind. You know, in Rasulullah Jamia, it's not to one particular section where he was born, to Arab nation, he was for the whole world, for three basic reasons. First of all, he was not inviting people to himself, he was inviting people to the creator of all of us, irrespective of our color, irrespective of our place of birth, irrespective of our language, irrespective of our many other distinctions which earlier the verse have mentioned very clearly. It is he who said that I have come here to bring back to the original faith. And also Quran confirms that what he was saying was not a new faith. It was a continuation of the same faith from Adam to Noah to Abraham to Moses to Jesus and to all of that, because Quran confirms that Prophet ﷺ have not brought a new religion, a new faith whatsoever. That was the first and foremost. And secondly, he was of the best conduct. Innaka la'ala khuluqan azim, as Quran confirmed. And as he was said that, can you describe Prophet Muhammad ﷺ? So one of the mothers of believers said, Kana khulquhu Quran, his conduct was just Quran. So if we wanted to understand, then we have to conduct that. His lifetime was divided mostly into the two major sections. One section was first 10 years after prophethood in a place called Mecca, where he was born. But because of persecution and difficulties, and I don't want to dwell on historical things, he has to migrate to 400 kilometers away to another village called Yasrib, which was a place where Jews, Christians, pagans and many other people were living together. He migrated there, and what he achieved, that he established, which we Muslims claim, first written constitution for a city-state. This written constitution text is still available today in original form and also with signatures of the old tribes and of the different peoples. The beauty of this constitution of Medina was, Medina means the city, and full name was Mawlid An-Nabi. Yasra was renamed to the city where Prophet peace be upon him lived, and that town was famous and known. The original name is forgotten, Yasra. And this constitution of Medina is not a religious constitution, and that's what I argue with my so many Muslim friends who claim to bring Islamic Sharia, Islamic State in their lives. He said what Prophet ﷺ did. He brought the true pluralistic society and community in his lifetime in a city where he got the power, and he brought Jews, Christian, Muslim, pagans together for two reasons. For security of those people, so that they can live in peace, and also economic prosperity, so that everyone has something to live on, not in hunger, and have a shelter, and also live as a brothers and sisters, as a community, as we call today, citizens of a nation or citizens of a state. That's what we need today. That's what is needed today. Not something imposed over others. And third and most important thing, which Dr. Rahim Khan said from the beginning, he said it, Ana Nabi wa Rahmah. I am the prophet of mercy, compassion and love. I am the prophet for salam, for peace, and also for bringing people together. And he worked hard all his life for peace. First 13 years living in Mecca, where he was living under prosecution. Order was kufu aydikum, hold your hand. Those Muslims who were being prosecuted were not allowed to retaliate or to reply. Live under persecution, but with own self-restraint. And that was the message. But when he moved to Medina for last 10 years of his life, Meccan people were so vindictive and angry that they waged war upon him. And then, with God's permission, uzna lil qital, defensive war was allowed. And not a single war, Prophet peace be upon him, has waged against any community outside of Medina. Outside of Medina means outside of his place where he was born, Mecca and Medina. He never went anywhere to wage war or control the land or control people's life. Not a single incident can be found during his lifetime. What happened later when he's gone is a different story. We all have been committed mistakes and wrongs. But we Muslims should learn from his personality and his lifetime, and that's the best way of celebrating his Mawlud or his Milad or his birthday, not anything else. I conclude saying is this, that Prophet ﷺ example can be mentioned in two ways. First and foremost, his character of forgiveness. When he went to a city called Taif, and a group of people in Taif was angry, received angrily, and they thrown stone upon him. Angel said, should I put mountain over these people of Angel? And he says, no. Maybe they don't know what they are doing. Maybe they may learn later and regret. Give them a chance and I forgive them. And second chance, when he entered into Mecca as a victorious, a bloodless revolution where not a single person was killed, and he entered victoriously and accepted undoubtedly on those days king of whole Arabia. But when these people who committed grave criminal crimes against humanity, for example his own uncle was killed by them, they all was brought before him to be punished according to law. Which law was law of Torah. It means eye to eye and tooth to tooth and life to life. All these 10,000 people would have been taken their life away. But he heard them, he says, what should I deal with you? I'm going to deal with you as Joseph did to his own brothers. Yusuf, Prophet Yusuf has done to his own brothers. I'm forgiving you, antum mutalaqa, you are free. They all were stunned. And that brought peace in Arabia, where centuries-old wars were continuing between tribe to tribe and people to people. My friends, that was the great personality who brought peace, not only his own town, showed the model how to live, showed how to govern, and how to have a perfect life as a family man, and so on and so forth. Time doesn't allow me to dwell on many other things, but I say few sayings from him, which is Hadith Qudsi, which means it's actually words of God, but come from his mouth, not in Quran, but it is like Quran, because these are God's words. And all these 40 verses or 40 quotations which I have here in my pocket, I'm not going to read all of them, only 2 or 3 of them, is that he said that God has commanded me to tell you that the best human being in among you are those who serve other above themselves and serve without any fear or any need.